A new emergency call came in. Are any units available to respond? Other units were able to resolve the last emergency call. We have received another emergency call. Are there any units free to handle it? The last emergency situation has been resolved by other units.
Nobody's in danger.
Please,
Get the kid inside.
you get inside now.
This dude's got...
Isaac,
Here, take...
What's up, everybody? What's going on? Likes and shares, likes and shares. Get this thing out there. Let's get some people in. I'm looking for some cops in city, so we're kind of doing a little bit of a showcase today of some of the police cars and stuff like that, some of the systems we have in city and all that good stuff. So you guys want to come in, hang out in the chat, got any questions, let me know.
We have received another emergency call. Are there any
Got our
units
nice
free to
ERS
handle it?
going in the background there, so you guys can kind of see that. You'll see notifications coming up in the bottom for our smart fires, our other emergency emergency calls in city.
The last emergency situation has been resolved by other units. We have received another emergency call. Are there any units free to handle it? Other responders managed to deal with the previous emergency call.
What's up, Terry? Welcome in. Welcome everybody that is here. You guys got questions? Looking for a city
Do we have
to
any
join.
units available to respond to an emergency? The last emergency situation has been resolved by other units.
Alright. Guys, make sure you are following me on all of the different platforms I stream. I'm on the purple app, the red app, all that good stuff. Go ahead and pop that
Listen here, boss.
that link up here also. Law NCR 95. What's up, buddy? Welcome. what's up, Gramps? Welcome
We have received
in.
another emergency call. Are there any units free to handle
Somebody
it?
around here screaming. So we got a car out here that's broke down in the road.
Other responders managed to deal with the previous emergency call.
Just let me call a mechanic and I can send him on his way.
I require a mechanic at my location. Please send over a mechanic as soon as possible.
We have received another emergency call. Are there any units free to handle it? Other responders managed to deal with the previous emergency call.
Dipshit! Okay, go now.
No, it is paid. I'm just gonna go walking on down the street. I guess I gotta call a tow truck.
I require a mechanic at my location. Please send over a mechanic as soon as possible.
No, eventually there will be a volunteer fire department that comes into play in the
Do we
city.
have any units available to respond to an
Right
emergency?
now, it is just not on the plate to get that in the city. How many members do we have for what, the fire department? I'm the only one right now. I got EMS chief, which may be
Other
moving
units were able to
to
resolve the
medical
last
director.
emergency call.
Did I call a mechanic again? Yeah, I did. I need to call a tow truck.
I require vehicle transportation. Please send over a tow truck.
IRL experience, I'm gonna be honest with you, IRL experience doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you're a good role player, you're a good team player. That's what is important here. Somebody has a willingness to learn, because we have a lot of systems in city. It's, it's
Other units were
imperative
able to
that,
resolve the last
directions are
emergency call.
followed. Like we got specific keybinds we want y'all to run, and there's a reason for that. If you don't adjust your keybinds, you're going to have all kinds of things coming up in your eyes that you don't want. And a lot of time has been taken by myself and my co-owner to iron these bugs out um, to make it a little bit more easier. Somebody with the best 5M knowledge, it still takes an hour to get them onboarded. Just because the sheer amount of systems we have in city between MDTs and our medical system and all that stuff. Grapplers and alcohol testers. Our drug script is quite extensive and custom.
A new emergency call came in. Are any
Being
units available to
apprised
respond?
of what civilians are actually doing in city. People get in and they get focused on this night's ERS and smart fires, and that's wonderful. That can generate role play, but if you're not paying attention to what civilians are doing, one, they're going to leave, but two, they're with our drug system.
Other
If
responders
you
managed to deal
manufacture
with the
a
previous
drug
emergency call.
wrong, it will catch fire and you'll get injured. There's actually steps you've got to go through in tiers to create different parts of your drug recipe. So you could get a call for a person down, and they're down because they had an accident at a drug lab. So that turns from what would be a regular medical local call into a hazmat situation, and LEO needs to be notified, and they need to be en route to that call also. You can heal the person, get them to the hospital, get them the medical attention they need, put the fire out, but in the same token, that's a role play opportunity that a lot of other cities don't capitalize on. That's one of our major differences here. Is it's about the role play. It's about backstories. It's about all of that. So it's wonderful if you've got IRL experience, but being able to adapt that into our system is the bigger hurdle that a lot of people can't overcome. They see our system or they see our city and like, yeah, I'm going to come in and I'm going to cop, or I'm going to be a fireman.
We have received another
And
emergency call.
they played
Are there
5M
any
for
units free to handle it?
a year or two, and they want, they think things should be ran a certain way when, this city was created because fire role play was not being done properly in any city that I visited. You were riding around with revive kits and
The last emergency
just giving
situation
people
has been
revives.
resolved by
Where
other
here,
units.
there's you got to transport them to the hospital. If they need stitches, they need a cast, they need X-rays, things of that nature. Same with the police script. I mean, testing somebody for alcohol. We have an alcohol script in city, so you can actually get drunk and you actually have the effects of that. So if you do get in a vehicle and start driving, those things will impair your driving, just like it would in real life. So, an officer noticing that bad driving behavior and coming in and making a traffic stop on a citizen and being able to actually properly submit a breathalyzer test and detect that they are drunk and document that in MDT and process them for charges and things of that nature. Same thing with our prison script. You just don't sit in a jail cell for a few minutes and then you get out. I mean, there's actually consequences for your crimes, and you can go into the jail, work your time off, make money in jail, all that stuff. We got a few of our vehicles out here for the LEO departments, and of course we got the fire truck back there. Cause that's my niche here. I'm not a cop. I'm a firefighter at heart. I'm not very good at the LEO roleplay, but I do recognize the need for them in city. We have openings on all 3 departments: sheriff's office,
Do we have any
LSPD,
units
and
available to
state.
respond to an emergency? The last emergency situation has been resolved by other units.
We'll walk in here. We'll kind of take a look around. This is one of the state police stations here. This is eventually going to be probably state police headquarters. Obviously, the textures are going to be changed. Let me change my job. So we got our different offices. Like this would be the, obviously the colonel's office here. There is not a boss menu in here. It's weird. I have to rectify that. What's this guy here? Toggle duty. Okay. So this would be where you would go on duty or off duty.
A new emergency call came in. Are any units available to respond?
So that's important because it gives you your ability to use your police menus, the MDT and stuff for
The last emergency situation has been resolved by other
civilian
units.
interactions. So our interview rooms. Fairly sure we set evidence up in here, probably. Not. This is how bad of a cop I am. I don't know where these things are, and I set them up. So every station does have garage facilities for, sally ports for storing cars, for bringing in prisoners, all of that stuff. So the role play potential within that is huge. So if you do take somebody in custody, you do have a place to bring them and explain their charges, all that stuff. The same with the locals. You can bring them in yourself. You don't have to have
Do we have any
prisoner
units available
transport
to respond to an emergency?
So rooms you're able to watch what's going on in interrogation.
The last emergency situation has been resolved by other units.
Our police armory system. So when you come on duty, you're able to get all of your appropriate items. Some things I know need a picture. Like I said, we run the grappler. Prison MDTs, ankle monitors, police MDTs, all your firearms, your government shift key. This is the key that allows you access to government buildings. Obviously, all your ammunition and stuff, SWAT stuff and all that. I appreciate y'all over there on that purple app, man. That purple app's lighting up. make sure y'all are over there following me too. We're going to be doing
A new
some
emergency
content
call
here
came in.
real
Are any units
soon
available
that
to respond?
is not TikTok friendly. So we're going to be over there on that Purple app showcasing some of the other things that are available in city that we can't exactly show here. So um, indoor shooting ranges for training purposes.
Other responders managed to deal with the previous emergency call.
Maybe we put evidence in here. That's marked evidence. So it makes sense. Let's see. Yep. Let's get on over here. So this is storage. So any storage, so if you took a prisoner into custody and they had things that were questionable, like they had a firearms license, but they're um, suspected of committing a crime. They haven't been convicted yet, but they are suspected of it. You know, we'd want to hang on to those things. So within our evidence, there's actually no evidence in this locker. But if I took a firearm out, and I'm out of ammo, and then I took, obviously it's giving me notifications of shots fired. Then I'm gonna get, there's our breathalyzer. Watch, I probably don't have the appropriate, I do. So I should be able to, so now you see where the bullet went in the wall and the evidence. So there's a shell casing. I'm gonna go ahead and collect that evidence. So I've got the impact sample and I've got the shell casings. So I would bring that into evidence. I'm going to go ahead and analyze evidence. We're going to import that. So it shows where the shell casing was versus where the bullet impact was. Now obviously this would be much more in depth if I took pictures of the scene and all that. It's going to create all of that in there. Obviously I'm by myself, so I can't do GSR residue on myself and all that stuff. Struck the scene, so it gives you all of that. Gives you what time it was shot, weapon type, all of that stuff. Serial number of the
A
weapon.
new emergency call came
This is a
in.
big one.
Are
So
any
you're
units
able
available
to
to
track
respond?
that weapon back. And it's got my DNA on the shell casings, so you know I shot that weapon. So if I was suspected of committing a crime, it would give you all of that stuff, all of that evidence to take it to court. So
Other
the alleged
units were able
criminal's
to
like, no,
resolve
no,
the
no, it
last
wasn't me,
emergency
I
call.
wasn't there. You're able to take GSR residue off their hands. Their DNA's on it. The serial number is going, if it's a registered firearm, it's going to come back to them. So this is all evidence that you can take to court and give to the prosecutor so they can file charges on that individual. I am really out of ammunition. Good thing I'm in a police station. Normally firefighters do not carry firearms. I know that that's already going to be a question, which I should probably put on a state police uniform. Seeing as I am in here as a trooper, there may not be a ped set up here for that. So chart. I think I've got one in my bag.
Do we have any units available to respond to an emergency?
There we go.
The last emergency
What's up, Roll
situation has
Tide?
been resolved by other units.
Jim. What's up, guys? Welcome in.
A
Appreciate
new
y'all
emergency
hitting
call
that
came
like
in.
button, that
Are any
share
units
button,
available to respond?
following, all that good stuff. Helps us kind of get out there. So we are hiring for everything. BCSO, LSPD, state police. Here are some of the vehicles we have.
Other units were able to resolve the last emergency call.
You guys got questions? Looking for anything in particular? I can show a few vehicles off. But I'm looking to get people
A new
in
emergency call came
today
in.
and at least
Are
get
any
them on
units available
patrol.
to respond?
Get them in, started, you know, going through the systems in city. What's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Other responders managed to deal with the previous emergency call. We have received another emergency call. Are there any units free to handle it? Other responders managed to deal with the previous emergency call.
Alright, everybody, what's up? What's happening? Let's do this. Welcome in, welcome.
Do we have any units available to respond to an
Roll
emergency?
Tide, what's happening? I guess I should probably
Other responders managed to deal with the
log
previous
on to
emergency
state
call.
police, I guess, and show you guys some of the state police stuff. Seems nobody in city but me. See if we can't get some. Police calls going here. up, Justin?
We have received another emergency call. Are there any units free to handle it? The last emergency situation has been resolved by other units.
Okay. That's a different one. Jay, what's happening?
Do we have any units available to respond to an emergency?
Go ahead and ride to that, whatever it is.
I have attached you to the latest emergency call.
Drunken disorderly.
Please make your
Yeah,
way.
that ought to be interesting. Drunken disorderly at Yellow Jacket. Yeah, this ought to be interesting. Oh, we got one with a knife in the parking lot.
It's on, asshole!
how horrible of a cop I am? Of course, the other old boy ran off running.
I require an ambulance at my location. Please send over a unit as soon as possible.
Sure, the other one took off and ran. She's going to be transported by EMS.
Your unit has been released from its duty in the previous call-out. A new emergency call came in. Are any units available to respond? You have been assigned to the most recent emergency call. Proceed to the location.
because I had a weapon in my hand. Let me double stack it. Got a feeling this probably isn't going to go well. Not seeing this traffic stop. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and clear this out. I don't see anybody. Uh-oh. Yep, the MDT stuck in my eyes, or the call stuck in my eyes, and there's no call here. Alright. Go back to what we were doing. Kind of showing y'all some of the, not a police station there anymore either. Alright. Go back over here and Try to run into me.
New incident received.
Vehicle insurance is invalid.
I require eyes in the sky at my location.
Hey, he's gonna try
Please
to run.
dispatch a helicopter.
Here's what's gonna happen, pal. My E-menu's not working either.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. You understand these rights as I have read them to you.
Please show me your identification card.
Identification here. Not sure what you got going on today, sir. But we're going to.
Please blow into the device.
How are you gonna get in the vehicle cuffed?
Please get out of the vehicle.
I am going to perform a search on you.
Trying
Are
to
there any
run,
items
and
which
you
can
can't run,
potentially
you
cause
handcuffed,
harm or are
man.
prohibited that you would like to declare before I proceed?
Yeah, you're gonna go ahead and take a ride for that one.
I require prisoner transport. Please send over a unit.
Go over here and talk to your buddy. What you got going on over here, sir?
Can I have your ID, please?
Seems to be in a hurry. You want to slow down, buddy?
I am going to perform a search on you. Are there any items which can potentially cause harm or are prohibited that you would like to declare before I proceed?
You ain't got nothing on you.
Are really irritating.
Alright, that's alright, buddy.
Could
I'm
you
gonna send
please
you off
dispatch
in a
taxi at my
cab.
location?
You weren't driving, so you may be intoxicated, but you
I
weren't
require
driving.
vehicle
So.
transportation. Please send over
Come
a
back
tow
clear,
truck.
sir. We're gonna get you a ride out of here.
Holy shit!
Calm down, buddy. Vehicle's clear. lot of you guys don't seem to like